keep it up. 40, 50 Samoans, ain't no one when Diva was.
Did you know that Eminem hired Booya Tribe to be his security when he was allegedly getting extorted by Crips?
Yeah, he reached out. He was getting extorted by some Crips. If you hear what he says, you know, he's like 40, 50 Samoans.
What led up to this? Let's talk about it. Let's start with the Booya Tribe. Booya Tribe is a rap group from Carson, California. They've been doing their thing in the LA hip-hop scene since the 1980s. They are also members of the Red Team, more specifically, the West Side Pyrus. Despite their religious upbringing, the brothers eventually fell into the gang scene. After their youngest brother's life was taken in a gang-related shooting in 1987, they decided to turn their lives around and dedicate themselves to music. They were known throughout hip-hop as a crew that wasn't to be messed with. They were well connected and widely respected in the LA street and music communities. They had a legit presence and were known for being physically imposing and no nonsense. This reputation, along with the fact that they were also very good musicians, cemented them as pioneers in the hip-hop game. In the early 2000s, Eminem was entangled in multiple rap beefs. Many of them spilled out into the streets. During this time, M was allegedly having some serious issues with some Crips in Los Angeles, which eventually led to Eminem getting extorted by them. Peter Rosenberg, M's manager, eventually got tired of this and called upon Booya Tribe to come in and protect Eminem from the Crips.
Paul Rosenberg, yeah. Yeah, he reached out. He was getting extorted by some Crips. I don't know the exact details, but I do know that a few phone calls were made.
They were hired to handle security and make the problem go away. Long before the Eminem situation, the group ran a legit bodyguard and limo company titled Godfather and Sons, guarding clients while they were breaking into the music business. So security work wasn't new to them. The results were immediate. Very few people know what went on behind the scenes to help make it stop, but Booya Tribe's presence reportedly ended the extortion pressure. Many people suggest that once Booya Tribe were involved, no one was messing with those guys. To return the favor, Eminem promised to do a feature song with them. This led to the collaboration song called 911, which featured Eminem, Booya Tribe, and Cypress Hill.
That's how the feature came about, because they were like, anything in return, what do you want? And they was like, I want a feature from him, you know.
Be Real of Cypress Hill later co-signed the events, confirming that Booya stepped in to protect Eminem at that time and that Eminem agreed to their request for doing a feature with them. This cemented their relationship publicly. Throughout history, a lot of rappers have been getting extorted by gangs. It happens to this very day. A lot of rappers and musicians who claim to be part of a particular gang are actually being extorted by that gang. Remember the whole Tekashi 6ix9ine thing? Yeah, you can claim our set, you can put on a red rag, but you better break us off every month if you want to stay alive. The Crips in LA probably thought M was an easy target. White guy from Detroit, no ties to LA. Yeah, let's get some money out of him. Very few know the details of how Eminem getting extorted by the Crips came about, but there is one thing for certain. When the Booya Tribe got involved, all that stopped. No one wanted funk with those Samoan boys from Carson. Shout out to the Booya Tribe and RIP to Godfather, Gangsta Rid, and Monster O, all members of Booya Tribe who passed away at an early age. I'm definitely going to do a show on Booya Tribe specifically in the future because their story in itself is amazing. But what are your thoughts on this whole situation of Eminem getting extorted by the Crips and hiring the Booya tribe to come in and protect him. I think it's a dope story. I appreciate the fact that the Booya tribe did come in and protect one of the greatest MCs of all time. And I just think it's sad that there are people out there who extort other people and try to get money out of them because they're too lazy or whatever the case is to go out and make the money themselves. But shout out to the Booya tribe, shout out to Eminem, and shout out to all of you for checking out my show. I do appreciate each and every one of you.
Holding Suge responsible for the deaths of the two greatest rappers to ever grace the face of this planet.
During the height of the feud between Dr. Dre and Suge Knight in the early 2000s, there was a lot of tension between the two camps. During this time, allegedly around 2003, Eminem recorded a diss track aimed at Suge Knight titled Smack You. The track, however, was never released. The song ended up being leaked in January of 2025, but before then, no one had heard this song and no one knew how hard Eminem was going at his enemies.
Open my plug, motherfuckers know. Be the realest shit I ever wrote. It's all lost.
So why wasn't the track released? Did Dr. Dre pull the plug on it? Let's talk about it.
Up in the studio, getting blows. To the truest shit I ever spoke. It's all lost.
We all know the story of Dr. Dre leaving Death Row and the friction it caused. While Dr. Dre was trying to figure things out during this time with his new label Aftermath, he had the fortunate luck of signing someone who would become one of the greatest MCs of all time, Eminem. Eminem came out the gate and hit the charts heavy. He was on top of the world. Meanwhile, things weren't going so well at Death Row Records. Death Row had seen its better days. Suge Knight, however, was still a menace to the industry, and Eminem didn't like that. Eminem especially didn't like how Suge and members of Death Row were still coming at Dre and members of Aftermath. It was around this time that Eminem decided to record the song Smack You. The song targets Suge Knight with lyrical content invoking serious accusations. In the song, Eminem states, quote, "I'm holding Suge responsible for the deaths of the two greatest rappers."
Holding Suge responsible for the deaths of the two greatest rappers to ever grace the face of this planet.
Obviously referring to Tupac and Biggie, who at this time had been gone for 6 and 7 years. The song also calls out Ja Rule.
It's vodka, that ain't Ja talking. Dre, give me the word, I'll sock him.
Now, some listeners note the song leans more heavily on Ja Rule, but the shots at Suge remain unmistakable.
And it's been itching and just eating to me so fucking marching and just getting to the point you might as well go to Suge. The some position, drop to your fucking knees and just suck his fucking dick and get it over with.
Eminem had always been careful not to jump headfirst into the Suge Dr. Dre beef. Even when subliminals came up, Dr. Dre would reportedly urge Eminem to steer clear. I specifically remember Eminem's song Toy Soldiers, one of my favorites, where he had a bar that said, "I spent my whole career without ever mentioning Suge." Rumor has it that at the In the Club music video, Suge's entourage arrived and attempted to intimidate 50 Cent's camp. Eminem and G-Unit reportedly stood their ground. Some say that moment intensified Eminem's issues with Death Row. Up until this time, Eminem carefully stayed out of Death Row's dangerous beef with Aftermath, possibly out of respect for Dre's advice, or maybe out of fear of what Suge Knight might do. Whatever the reasoning, Eminem slipped up with the release of Smack You. No one really knows who pulled the song or why it was never released. Most people think it was Dr. Dre telling M to chill out. I got this. But no one truly knows. What do you think? Why do you think Eminem released this diss song that was aimed at Suge Knight? We already know he was going hard at Ja Rule and the Inc. camp over there. But why Suge Knight specifically? Comment down below. And what are your thoughts on the Eminem track? Have you had a chance to listen to it? If not, go check it out. It was just released in January of 2025. So it's pretty much new to everyone. But I would love to know your thoughts. Do you think Eminem came hard on this track? Pause. What is your favorite Eminem track? I missed the time when Eminem was going hard at Ja Rule. He was releasing a diss track damn near every single week, and each one was better than the last. Eminem, obviously one of the greatest to do this. He is in my personal top 5. I would love to know where Eminem stands in your top 5 or top 10. Does he even make the list? A lot of people don't like Eminem. They hate on him, but there's one thing you cannot deny. That Eminem, lyrically, is one of the best to ever do this. But leave your comments down below, and please hit that like button. If you have not already, please hit that like button. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. Dr. Umar Johnson recently said that Eminem can't be considered the greatest rapper of all time because Eminem is white and rap was created by black people.
Here goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, Jack, Rock, Nas, and Demi.
Does that mean that Tiger Woods can't be the greatest golfer in the world because golf was invented by a white person? Does that mean that Kobe Bryant can't be the greatest basketball player of all time because basketball was invented by a white person? Does that mean that Barry Bonds can't be the greatest baseball player of all time because baseball was invented by a white person? I'm confused, Dr. Umar. Help me understand your logic.
Here goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, Jack, Rock, Nas, and Demi.
Eminem is not only the greatest white rapper in the history of rap music, he is arguably the greatest MC to ever touch a mic. And respectfully, Dr. Umar, who are you to even give your opinion on hip-hop? And are you even a real doctor? You're probably no more of a doctor than Dr. Dre is. I don't know what you do in the black community. I've heard your name, obviously, but whatever it is you do, stick to that. Stay out of the hip-hop lane. For you to say that Eminem can't be considered the greatest rapper of all time because he's white is one of the most ignorant things I've ever heard in my life in regards to hip-hop. And I've heard this argument before, but it's usually from people who don't like Eminem.
Here goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, Jack, Rock, Nas, and Demi.
I don't care if you don't like Eminem. Anyone who says he isn't one of the greatest to ever do it is just lying to themselves. I remember when Eminem first came out. I had never heard anything like it as a hip-hop fan at that point. I knew about Eminem when he was still going by Slim Shady and battling on Sway and Tech and The Wake Up Show.
Met a kid named Greg with a wooden leg. Snatched it off and beat him over the head with the peg. Go to bed with the keg. Wake up with the 40. Mix it without the cells to be Formula 44D.
I remember hearing this flow one night, way before Hi, My Name Is came out. And I remember thinking, who the hell is this kid with this magical, fantastic wordplay?
No more sad case closed in a discussion. We blowing up like spontaneous human combustion. Leaving you in the aftermath of Holocaust and traumas. Cross the bombers, we blowing up the house, killing your parents, coming back to get your foster mamas.
Shortly after, the world was introduced to Eminem, thanks to Dr. Dre. I can't stand people who make it all about race. If you're good, you're good. And Eminem is not only good, Eminem is great. Eminem is way better than a lot of the black rappers you put in your so-called top 10 lists. Eminem at his prime, and probably still today, would lyrically eat them alive. Anyone who thinks different doesn't know hip-hop or is just an Eminem hater. Or both. But to deny someone their GOAT status simply because they have less melanin in their body is ridiculous. Dr. Umar, you are ridiculous for this statement. Like I said earlier, I don't know what it is you do in the black community, but whatever it is, stick to that. Leave the hip hop to people who actually know what they're talking about. I would love to know your thoughts on Dr. Umar Johnson. He has been going viral lately for saying that Eminem, arguably one of the greatest to ever do it, Eminem cannot be considered one of the greatest because he's white. I would love to know your thoughts as someone who's been in hip hop since the inception.
Yeah, no, I don't know if he can say that with any kind of authority, man. I mean, if you, because I just was looking at the rankings based on sales. This dude sold 200 million records, man. He sold 200 million records. Outsold Drake, outsold Tupac, outsold Lil Wayne, outsold everybody. Now, the fact that he has a bigger audience plays into a factor, but again, it's a numbers game. All right, if you hitting 200 million sales, I'm trying to figure out what your skin color got to do with you being the best. And he's one of the most vicious, most respected lyricists in the game. Nobody want to mess with him. All right, if you want to get your hat, as my dad said, get your hat brought to you. Go mess with 50. Go mess with Eminem. I don't know why he fit. I don't know why he feels that way. Yes, hip hop and rap was something that was invented, created, and nurtured by the black community, but it's also been used against us in so many different ways. He don't have the same obstacles, unfortunately. I mean, I say, man, lack of a better word, unfortunately, he don't have the same obstacles, and his people will actually go and buy the records as opposed to bootlegging them and selling them or whatever the case may be. So that's another factor people have to consider also. Most folks want the actual product. They don't want the bootleg copy. We got bootleggers. I don't see a lot of white bootleggers. I don't. You know for a fact, you go to any car wash, you're gonna find the latest everything. So he's getting his. He's in a position to get his real numbers. And for Dr. Umar to say that, man, I don't think that's an accurate situation, Doc. I can't roll with that one.
Yeah, and first thing I thought when I heard that, I was like, well, if that's the case, we can't say Tiger Woods is the greatest golfer because it was invented by a white man. We can't say Kobe Bryant's the best basketball player because the logic was not there for me, Dr. Umar, respectfully.
What? Race has nothing to do with the character or the ability to play a game, whether it be rap game, music game, whatever the case may be. If you're a bad motherfucker, you're a bad motherfucker. Simple as that. Bad motherfuckers, like you said, if basketball was invented by white, actually basketball was invented by black folks, taken over by white folks. It was organized by white folks, and then we took it back.
I didn't know. Oh, I take that back then. I had no idea.
They used to throw balls through peach baskets back in the day.
Well, yeah. Even the Mayans were doing that, right? But thousands of years ago, they had their own game and stuff.
And hockey was allegedly invented by black folks up in Saskatchewan, something like that. Hockey was a sport that was invented by black folks long time ago. So. But again, it was organized, and they took it over, and they limited everybody from doing it. Then all of a sudden, they took it back over again. They still kept control of it, though. That's the big difference. They kept control of it.